I've always believed the scariest stories aren't about ghosts or monsters. They're about time, because you can't fight time. But I tried. It started a year ago when I got an anonymous text that said, "You will die on November 17, 2025. No number, no sender ID. Just that line. At first, I laughed it off. Spam, obviously. But I couldn't shake it. The date, November 17th, was the same day my father had died in a car crash 5 years earlier. That coincidence dug its claws in. I deleted the message. 2 minutes later, it appeared again, same words. No notification sound this time. Just there. For months I tried to forget. But every calendar, every phone reminder, every clock seemed to whisper that date back to me. I stopped driving, stopped going out at night, avoided elevators, even skipped my annual checkup because I was terrified they'd find something terminal. By August, paranoia became my roommate. I installed security cameras around my apartment, changed my locks twice, even got rid of the knives. I told myself it was all in my head, until the messages started counting down. 90 days. 89 days. Every midnight, a new text. I changed my SIM card, still came. Bought a new phone, same number popped up. Sometimes the messages arrived even when my phone was off. I stopped sleeping. I decided to leave town before November. Maybe distance could fool whatever curse this was. I booked a cabin deep in Oregon, no service, no neighbors, total isolation. The night I arrived, I finally felt calm. That lasted until I checked the cabin's old rotary clock on the mantel. Someone had scratched the numbers, 11 to 17, into the wood beneath it. The next morning I woke to find muddy footprints on the porch, bare feet, size 11, same as mine. Except I hadn't gone outside. My hands shook so badly I dropped my phone. When I picked it up, a new message waited. You can't run from what you already met. I came back to the city and started seeing Dr. Rains, a therapist who specialized in trauma. I told him everything. He listened quietly, nodded, then said, "Maybe this isn't about dying. Maybe it's about accepting something that already happened." That confused me. He explained trauma sometimes tricks the brain into reliving death, like your body knows before you do. I didn't buy it, but he convinced me to record my days, keep track of reality. For a week I filmed myself sleeping, working, eating. On the 5th morning, I checked the footage. From midnight to 2 a.m., the camera showed me sitting up in bed, staring straight at the lens, whispering numbers backward. When I turned up the volume, I heard myself say, 3, 2, 1. Then a whisper from behind the camera answered, "Now." I threw my laptop across the room. November 17th came like an execution day. I locked every door, unplugged everything, sat in the middle of my living room with every light on. Midnight passed. Nothing happened. 1 a.m., still alive. 2 a.m., I laughed for the first time in months. Maybe it was in my head. I fell asleep on the couch. When I woke up, sunlight poured through the blinds. I checked my phone, November 16th. Somehow the date had gone backward. Every device showed the same thing, calendar, laptop, even the newspaper on my doorstep, November 16th. I thought maybe I'd dreamed the whole year. Then I noticed something else. On my living room wall hung a small security mirror. My reflection wasn't moving. I lifted my hand, it stayed still. Then it smiled. Before I could scream, a blinding pain exploded in my chest, like being hit by lightning from the inside. The last thing I saw was the clock on the wall, frozen at 11:17 p.m. They found me 2 days later, collapsed on the couch. The coroner listed the time of death as 11:17 p.m., November 16, 2025. 1 day earlier than predicted. Nobody ever figured out who sent the messages. But my phone still exists in the evidence locker. And every year, on November 17th, the screen lights up on its own. Just long enough to send one new text. Your turn.